Welcome to our last video for inequalities. This one is on solving inequalities. So get your essential question down, 6E8. How can you solve and find all the solutions to an inequality?
Okay, on the left-hand side of those Cornell notes, you need to be writing, how do you check your solution using the number line? Or is that already there?
No, they should have to write that part in.
Okay.
I didn't do everything for them. I just did most of it for them. All right, so solving inequalities. You're going to do this just like you would an equation. Only difference is you have an inequality symbol here instead, but you still draw your line down, and then you ask yourself, what did they do to y? Well, they multiplied times 5. So to solve it, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to use my inverse operation, and I'm going to divide both sides by 5. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1, or just y. My inequality slides down, and then I do 35 divided by 5 is 7. The one difference is we're now going to take that solution and we're going to graph it on our number line. So just like we practiced in the last lesson, the 7 goes in the middle, and we number going up and going down.
We got an answer of y is greater than or equal to 7. So that is what Mr. McKenzie is getting ready to graph. The circle is going to go right on that 7.
But because we have the or equal to, we're going to go ahead and shade in that circle because we want to include the 7. And then we say it to ourselves, y is greater than or equal to 7. So which side of our number line is greater than? That's going to go this way. So we're going to shade all the numbers that are larger. And then notice the note at the bottom. Your check is done using the number line. So along this right-hand side, pick one of those numbers. Plug that back in for y into your problem. So 5 times 10 is 50. Is 50
greater than or equal to 35?
35. That's true. So we know we've got the correct answer. So you're just plugging in one of your possible solutions and testing it out to make sure it worked.
All right, second example, w plus 3 is less than 6. So he's going to draw the wall right next to that inequality sign, subtract 3 from both sides. He cancels out the left side. W is now less than 3. So on our number line, that 3 is going directly in the middle, 4, 5, 6, and then 2, 1, and 0. All right,
I'm going to throw a negative in there just so they have to see a negative.
Open circle is going to go over the 3. W less than 3 means we need to shade in the numbers that are less than 3 on our number line.
So make sure to shade all the way to the end of that number line.
Your check is done using the number line, so we're going to choose the 0.
Sure.
0 plus 3 is 3. 3 is less than 6, so we have indeed done it right.
Okay. 2 more.
Ooh, decimals and division, same problem.
So draw your line down through the inequality. X over 2, so this isn't a fraction problem.
X
remember, that's divided by 2. So the opposite of dividing is to multiply times 2. So we're left with x. The inequality slides down. Don't just put an equal sign there. Put your inequality. Off to the side, we can do our math. 4.5 times 2 is 9 and a 0, but I have 1 decimal point in the problem, so I have 1 decimal place in my answer. So I get x is greater than 9. So I go ahead and graph that solution on our number line. The number we want right in the middle, and then we number up and down. We want just greater than, so we're going to use the open circle because we don't actually want the 9 itself. And then we say x is greater than 9. So we shade in all the numbers that are greater than 9.
He's going to change his color. He's going to pick 12 because it's even and it works well. 12 divided by 2 is going to give him 6, which is greater than 4.5.
So 6 is greater than 4.5. So we are good. All right, talk us through the last one.
M minus 18 is less than or equal to 33. Undo subtraction with addition. Adding 18 to both sides cancels the left-hand side out and brings down the m. M is less than or equal to 11, carry 3, 4, 5, 51. So 51 sliding down to the graph, 52, 53, 54, 50, 49, 48. He's going to use a closed circle on 51.
because we want to
Saying the
include the
inequality
51.
out loud, m is less than or equal to 51, so he's going to shade to the left. We're going to switch colors. How about 48 for our check? So 48 goes up top for m. 48 minus 18 is 30. 30 is less than or equal to 33. That is correct.
All right. Almost finished. One last word problem here for us. A community needs to raise at least, look for those keywords, at least $5,000 to build a new skate park. They are selling backpacks for $25 each to raise the money. Write and solve an inequality to determine the minimum number of backpacks they need to sell in order to reach their goal. So let's say B for backpacks. That's what we don't know.
And this time they're not telling you whether it's an add, a subtract, a multiply, or a divide. So we're going to need some help to try to break this down, Mr. McKenzie.
Okay, so let's go back and read this one. They're selling backpacks for $25 each. So think about if you sold 10 backpacks, it would be 10 times $25. If you sold 100 backpacks, it'd be 100 times 25. You're taking 25, the price of the backpack, times the number of backpacks. So 25 times B. We know we're aiming for 5,000, but the key is going to be what is that inequality?
At least, remember that at is the opposite of less than. So he's going to go ahead and flip the sign, put the line underneath.
So the amount of money we raise from selling backpacks has to be greater than or equal to 5,000. The minimum it can be is 5,000, meaning it has to be bigger than that. Now we go ahead and solve our inequality. They multiplied, so we're going to divide by 25. See if Mrs. King can do some mental math and do her 5,000 divided by 25.
Well, this is what I'm concerned about. They should probably set it up in long division because 25 goes into 50 nicely, but some of us kind of lose track of our zeros quite quickly. So 25 into 50 is twice, which is an even 50, but we can't forget those extra zeros.
25 goes into 0, 0 times. Bring down our 0, goes in 0 times.
So B is greater than or equal to 200 backpacks. We do not have a graph, so how are they going to check their work?
Well, they can choose a number.
Okay.
So it says B is greater than or equal to 200. So let's take
300.
300. Let's plug it in for B. So 25 times 300. Squeezing it in down there. And we get $7,500.
Which is greater than or
Is
equal
7,500 greater than or equal to 5,000?
Nicely done.
That is true.
See you later.